BeatBuddy 2 is a hands-free and controllable drum/beat player with over 13 drum sets, 24 genres, has 220 plus styles, different time signatures, and you can also use it with any instrument like guitar, piano, or an electric or acoustic instrument. So in this video, I'm just gonna do a complete deep dive, go over everything it does, showcase all of its features. You know how it goes, let's get into it. But real quick, my name is Matt Kelly. I'm an LA-based session/gigging guitar player. I do guitar lesson videos, gear demos, sort of lifestyle content. So if you're into any of that, consider subscribing. Now we can get into it. Now BeatBuddy has been around for a little bit. This is actually Singular Sound's second iteration of the BeatBuddy, hence the BeatBuddy 2. Although they do have like a mini BeatBuddy, so maybe this is the third iteration. So let's first just go over some newer features, and throughout the video you're going to hear tons of examples. So first couple features is Autopilot, which is an interactive backing track system. Like I said, you'll hear this in a second. There's also now 2 multi-ports for additional accessories such as the Super Switch and other expression pedals and foot switches. There's a much bigger screen for better visual feedback, which can be helpful because, you know, the pedals are on the ground and it's harder to see with a smaller screen. So they updated that. And apparently they reworked their online BeatBuddy manager. I have not had any experience with the previous one, so I guess I'll just have to take their word for it. Now they say that the sound quality has completely upped its game, and I did listen to other BeatBuddy demos when it, I guess, first came out, and they are definitely right about that. It has a studio grade 24-bit sound, and it honestly sounds even better in stereo, which is also something you can do with this pedal. The best thing by far, now this is just something for me personally that I really like, maybe you won't like it, I don't know why you wouldn't. All the beats and drums, they're not quantized. That gives it a much more natural feel and sort of jammy kind of sense. Like when you play backing tracks on YouTube or you just have like a drum software, they're gonna be quantized. Now you can sort of unquantize them a little bit. The fact that they thought about that is genuinely a really great idea. It makes it much more fun, and it definitely sounds a lot more real. Like I said, there's tons of other tiny details about this pedal, and I will go over them, but I do also want to show you some of the sounds. So let's do that, and then we'll get into all the functionality, how to use it, all the knobs and buttons. Now the best thing to do with this pedal, in my opinion by far, is adding a looper into the mix. And you basically just create and form a band to jam with. You have the unquantized drums. It already sounds like you're playing with a real drummer. Now obviously it's not gonna sound exactly like it because being in a room with a real drummer is much more different. But for what it is, it sounds great. But it's really easy to come up with like guitar parts and come up with melodies on top. I don't have to record it in my DAW. I don't gotta do any of that. It just makes it a lot easier, and it's just really fun. Now apparently you can add up to 3 million songs on this. I'm not gonna test it. I'm just not gonna do that. Now they have like an online beat boutique Singular Sound has, where you can get all 300 drum sets for free. You don't have to pay anything additional. And you can also create your sort of own songs and your own drum beats. Now adding all of those things, which I thought was kind of interesting, is that you do it by SD card that they give you. I don't know where it is. I did not put it back in here. They do give you one. This is not the exact one, but you just put this in your computer and you download it all that way, and then you just put it right inside. It is interesting, I will say that. I have never seen it before. I've normally seen like download via USB-C. I'm not sure exactly why they do it this way, but at least they like give you one. There could be a reason for it that I'm not aware of, but moving on. top knobs, we have drum set, tempo, and volume. And then the two switches down here, this can pause and unpause the drum beat, as you can hear right now. And then this foot switch can sort of change where you're at. You can add fills to a part of the song you're playing in, things like that. Now, a sort of cool thing, I guess, about this is that we can sort of maneuver through the menu a few different ways. We can use the knob. We can use this way if we'd like. We can tap this as like our OK button. So this is where we can sort of see the different types of genres we have. We got jazz, we got Latin, metal, percussion, rock, standard, voice, brushes, modern custom, soul jazz. So many fun little things in here. Now getting into those autopilot samples, we can just press the tempo knob. And with all those different genres like old time, oldies, pop, punk, R&B, we have different types of like drum beat. Like as you can see, we have 14 different types of a rock sound. So let's just take a look at rock 11. Start. And let's pick a different one. Let's do rock 4. As you can see, they're all different. And like I said, you can customize them yourself via the online portal or whatever they want to call it. Let's just take a look at blues. Why not? Let's do blues in blues 5 and 6/8. How about a good old country shuffle? So basically we can pick our different types of drum sets, which we kind of like. And the other insanely cool thing is that we can even play actual drum beats from real songs. For example, let's go to those autopilot samples. We have 1979 Smashing Pumpkins, Bad Love, not sure that is, Moon Age Daydream, My Generation, and Santeria. Now looking at the right side, we have 4 inputs here. We have 2 multi-switch inputs and then a right and a left input. On the left side here, we have our left and right. The left will always be mono. Like I said, we have the stereo option, and then this is for headphones, so we can just simply do this and have fun. We don't need to do it through a DAW or through an amp. We can just listen to our headphones. And then looking at the very top, this is where we insert the SD card. This is where we plug this bad boy in, and then we have our MIDI in and out and our power button. There's also a lot of different ways we can adjust the tempo. We can do it manually by just rolling the switch, bringing it up nice and high. Let's actually play the beat. It slows down in real time, speeds up in real time. Now we can also just tap it if we'd like. And then of course we have our volume, we have our master main volume, but we also have our headphone volume. It's honestly very cool. It's very sleek. It's super fun to use. It's very easy to use and super fun to play. So let's hear more sounds from it. Now they did send this to me about like 2 months before this was released. So here are my honest thoughts of having it for 2 months and really getting to know it and playing with it. Now, since I really wasn't a big drum machine guy, like I've said a million times already, I did hit up a few friends that are sort of in this world and really do enjoy these kinds of things just to show them and sort of get their input on it since they're more in that world. And they're all pretty impressed by the drum sound. Now, what I personally would use this primarily for is for fun. But if I ever do like a private gig and I'm sort of playing by myself and I need to do a long jam, I am 100% going to use this. If I'm playing like my own songs on stage and things like that, I would not use this personally. But if I'm like doing cover songs or just like jams for background music for dinner parties or whatever, then this is perfect for that. And like I said, I would add in that looper as well. So you can totally gig with this thing. Let's say it's you and a bass player, you and another guitar player, a singer, and you want to add that extra, I don't know, let's just say spice. It's easy to use. It sounds great. It looks great. I love the gold, the black. I think it's a cool looking pedal. And everything you've seen and heard from it is exactly what you're going to get if you decide to get it. I will say the SD card thing did throw me off a little bit because like I said, I'm normally used to like updating the firmware and stuff via USB-C and adding things that way. There has to be a reason why they went the SD card route, and I'm just not familiar with or smart enough to know or understand why. I'm sure they know what they're talking about. They're great. Singular Sound in general seems to just be a great brand that you should just check out. They have tons of cool stuff and other things to help musicians out, so definitely check them out. So what were your overall thoughts on this pedal? Please let me know down in the comments below. Also let me know if there's any other gear you would like to see me demo on my channel. I've demoed tons of other ones, so go check that out and subscribe if you're into it. Thanks as always for watching. Thanks to Singular Sound for the Beat Buddy 2. I hope you like it as much as I do, and I'll see you in the next video.